What's good, everybody? Thank you again for joining the Crackless Crackhead. I'm a tweaker who likes consuming awesome pieces of cinema, like Deadpool and Wolverine. Personally, I think this is one of Marvel's recent bangers. I admit, this is when Marvel was so good. Never had me laughing so hard in my life. Even the guy that was sitting on the right of me was annoyed. I mean, he didn't say anything, but like I could tell he was kind of annoyed at how hard I was cackling, cause there's shit like this from the soundtrack. I mean, there's only one moment towards the end when like Wolverine and Deadpool are fighting a bunch of Deadpools. Like the CGI, you can tell it's CGI. But yeah. Oh, I also forgot to throw a warning out there. If you haven't seen this movie, don't watch this because I'm gonna get right into spoilers. Sorry if I'm going a little fast. I literally just got done recording a 7-minute thing of this, and then I wasn't feeling it, and I'm feeling kind of lazy, so I wanna get her done. I wanna talk about this movie, so let's get right into it. It's just really good. The main focus is like around the headquarters for like the master timeline or something like that. Let's just call it that. So like Wade is basically transported into he's dragged in by like these time soldiers that yeah, they bring him here, and I'm gonna call him Mr. Whiteface. No, I'm gonna call him Mr. Face. Mr. Face is just like, alright, Wade, you know, you wanna join us, you can join us, but your world is gonna die. Like, yeah, your world is gonna die, and I kind of want to snuff it out real quickly by making this illegal thing behind, like, the main, like, time corporation's back that, like, can destroy, like, planets and multiverses, and where it's just like, okay, well, I want to fucking prevent this. I like, my family's on this earth, and so it just gets blah, 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 talk. Anchor beings, so a world slowly withers away without its anchor being, which in Wade's case, his universe, the anchor being was Logan, who he, you know, the whole thing, like, movie started off, like, Deadpool, when the music and the, like, intro credits kicked in, Deadpool was just doing the exact same choreography as Instinct, and then there's the music video, Bye Bye Bye, and he's slaughtering a bunch of these, like, time soldiers, with the bones of, the adamantium bones of Logan's corpse. That's just really good. It's really great. Fantastic film. Yeah. And so Wade's just like, okay, so he breaks Mr. Face's nose, and then he goes into this whole scene, which is, it's basically just a completion of him going through different universes and encountering different variations of Wolverine. Like, you had comically, like, the comically tall accurate at 5'3", like him, Wolverine wearing the outfit that he fought the Hulk in, that was kind of like a light brown, or I don't know exactly how to describe it. And then there was one that really caught my mind, and it was the Calverine. It was fucking Henry Cavill, who plays Superman in, like, the recent DC movies. I just can't. I thought that was really great. Yeah. And so, Deadpool comes across this Wolverine who feels bad about the decisions he made that led to some consequences. That's all I'm really gonna get into about that, because I could spend an hour talking about this film. So then he pulls Wolverine back, and he's like, okay, now he should be able to fix my planet. And Mr. Face is like, first you break my nose, and I offered you, like, a way to, before you broke my nose, I offered you a way to fix it, and yada yada. And then it's like, so we're just gonna talk about some action scenes now, and there's just it talks about everything it needs to bro, I can't even grammar right. It talks about everything it needs to talk about, and so there's, oh, wait a minute, I'm a doofus. So right where I'm talking about, he's like, okay, what do you mean, Wade? Like, this is the worst Wolverine you could have possibly imagined. I mean, you could have possibly brought me. And so he basically, Mr. Face zaps Wade and Deadpool and Wolverine. He zaps them both into basically what I'm gonna call the Marvel's backburner. That's what I'm gonna call it. Like all of the, it's basically a trash heap of Marvel, or like all of the forgotten stuff. And you see stuff from like Channing Tatum's Gambit, who when I was a kid, I went through a Channing Tatum phase because I really thought he was handsome. Like, bro, Channing Tatum. That man is peak physique. But yeah, like, I don't remember when, but at some point they were gonna make a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum, and then it got called off. So, I mean, it might happen now, but they're coming like I'm about to make a name for myself here. You know, it's been a long time I've been waiting for this. You know how long I've been waiting for this. They call me Gambit. And then Wesley Snipes' Blade, and he says a fucking hilarious line that's just, like, I'm the one, and there is only one, and there will only be one Blade. And I'm just like, isn't there a remake coming? And I think the whole joke about that was that the Warner Brothers didn't, or like whoever, like the fucking people behind the film didn't ask Wesley Snipes if he wanted to come back. So I think that was the whole joke. And then you get like Johnny Flame from Fantastic Four, played by Chris Evans, which kind of gives you a spoof, making you think it's Steve Rogers, Captain America, and that's fun too. And I'm not gonna like get into the exact dialogue because that kind of spoils the fun of the movie, and I'm not trying to do that. So like you can kind of know what you're getting into without getting into it. And there's like a couple of times where Deadpool and Wolverine, they do clash in this film, and they're all fantastic fight scenes. Like right here, this is later on in the film in the Kia or some sort of car. I forgot exactly what type of car it is, but there's just an amazing fight scene that takes place here. They're just like, some dialogue. They get into a heated argument. Wolverine says some really nasty and hurtful stuff to Wade, and Wade's just like, we're gonna fight now. And it's just hilarious. Banger. And then there's another fight scene where they originally get to the Void, which is Marvel's backburner, and then Wolverine's just like, where the fuck am I? Where did you put me? And then they had a fight, and it was just all cool. And then like he had a moment where it was crawling. It was just so heat. I really liked it a lot. And the main like bad guy, other than the freaking vape smoke monster from Loki that like ate everything. He had Cassandra Nova. I didn't read the comics. Like I'm not informed on the comics, or I'm not cultured on Marvel Comics and all the history. I mainly find out all the stuff I know about that through YouTube Shorts. So that's like the first time I really heard about Cassandra Nova, and her story's pretty interesting. And it's kind of like the sister of Professor X, and they kind of had a fight in the womb or something. Like they each tried to kill each other. Yeah, and then like the whole thing's like she was dumped there, and like it's kind of like she can read people's minds. Well, she can do the same thing that Xavier does, Professor X, but she has to like literally, she has to skull fuck you with her fingers, or something to that gravity, and it's just real good. There's a lot of callbacks to like the old X-Men movies, like the same people from the like original X-Men and Wolverine movies that played Sabretooth, the reptile dude with the long tongue, and then the nerfed Johnny Flame, because he can't like create fire, but he can manipulate it and shit. Yeah, it was like the original cast that like reappeared as those characters, and I was pleasantly surprised. There's a lot of great things said and done with this film, and like after they get out of the Void, I don't necessarily. Oh, hold on. There's one variation and I need to talk about Deadpool we see through the multiverse. That's called Nice Pool. He is a Deadpool that does not have regenerative abilities, but he can... no. What am I mean he can? He has dog pool. He has dog pool. He's amazing. He's really fucking hilarious. And he has the 2 golden desert eagles. And the whole thing I like is that he's just like, oh. So he sees that Deadpool's making like these fourth wall breaks. That's referencing you know, old movies that Ryan Reynolds has been in. And then Nice Pool's like, I can do that too. The proposal. And Deadpool's just like, what the fuck? Bitch, is that what you think I do? And it's just, yeah, it's really great. The action, soundtrack. Like, after I saw this film, it had me religiously listening to, like, a prayer by Madonna. I'm not even kidding. And I look miserable, but it's a banger song. I'm not even. And yeah, it's just, and the fight scene, but, and like a prayer is what was going on in the background as Deadpool and Wolverine were fighting the Deadpool Corps, which is basically just like Deadpool's gathered from many universes that were just committed on killing Wade Wilson. Yeah, but like Peter kind of stops, you know, after Deadpool and Wolverine kill all of them once, and then it's like, oh shit, the regenerating Peter shows up, which is the guy with the big mustache and the fucking, he's the dad bod. But like that fight scene is amazing. It's so hilarious, and like you have a head pool, and like Deadpool takes a head pool and just fucking beats people with it. Just the choreography, the everything. I really shouldn't spend that much more time talking about this film, because there's not much more to say. I'm probably missing some things. I mean, like, Happy Hogan. Honestly, you might get a migraine if you are if you try to get too hard into what scenes took place where exactly in the Marvel timeline, in between which, like, Avengers films and stuff. But, like, there's just nice callbacks, a lot of cameos, Easter eggs. If you like Marvel films, and if you like Deadpool and Wolverine, I suggest you take this out. And thank you for checking out my video, and good night. What, you expected that last bit to be beatbox? Nah, you don't get the privilege, not yet.